She was devastated. He had stormed out, saying he couldn't do this anymore. He was gone. Her triggers were all firing wildly and full-blown panic mode was setting in. It was over, for real this time. She knew it. And now, her abandonment fears were raising their vicious head once again. She desperately wanted to get him back. They'd had some fights during the year plus they'd been dating, but nothing like this one. Her trust issues had gotten to her, and she knew it. But no matter what she tried, she couldn't stop the feeling once it started. The timing couldn't have been worse. She had a presentation to finish, and if she didn't have it ready by the morning, she knew she wouldn't hear the end of it. Her boss had been out to get her for a while now, dumping way too much work on her, then writing her up when she couldn't get it all done. So yeah, there was that too. She knew she had to pull it together, but how could she focus when she was literally unraveling by the minute? She felt nauseous, unable to eat, or much less concentrate on the work that she needed to get done. She was physically shaking. After all, he was one of the good ones, and she thought that they were heading for marriage and the white picket fence and the pretty little flower garden in the front yard. But now it all came crashing down, and the thought of having to start all over again at 44 was just too much to bear. She desperately tried to get a hold of him, but he wasn't responding to any of her multiple texts or calls. She only kept getting his voicemail. Fortunately, she reached out to me, and I was able to talk with her that same night before any more damage was done. "Jane, it's bad this time. I think he's really left me. For good. I blew it. We got into a big fight over nothing, and then he stormed out and he isn't answering my texts. I tried calling him and it just goes to voicemail. What do? I don't want to lose him. How do I get him back?" Her tone was so desperate, it sounded different to me this time, much worse than the usual arguments that they'd had off and on. He was a good guy, and I knew that he was right for her. She just needed help managing her own level of anxiety when they had one of these flare-ups, when their differences clashed in the worst way. The first thing I told her was to stop texting, stop calling, stop any contact, because it clearly wasn't having the effect that she wanted. I told her to wait exactly 3 hours. Yes, 3 excruciating 3 hours, but there was an end game here. I told her exactly what to message him, and she would see that he would respond, and everything would be okay. He wasn't who she'd been used to. He was one of the good ones. All she needed was to strike the right tone, the right energy, the right vibe, and the words would be exactly what would bring him back. This is what she sent him, starting with these 6 words. "Can we press the restart button?" He was a tech guy, so I knew this kind of playful wording would evoke a softer, kinder reaction in him. Coupled with allowing him some time to let his emotions calm down, I knew he would respond. She followed right up with this. "This was really bad timing. I want to support you 100%. The timing just sucked, and I wish I had a different response. My headspace has been in a negative space." And then less than an hour later, she messaged me. "He's here. He came back. We're good. Thank you." Since then, things have been going well and they're back on track, heading for the happy future she envisioned. Words matter, but the tone and the feelings that come through with those words, they matter even more. She's not the first, she won't be the last. We're human, all of us. We have our triggers, our insecurities, our stuff that we try to hide but can't. But it doesn't have to mean an end to our relationships. If you've gone through a devastating breakup and you're wondering how to get them back, in my experience, there's really only one way that works. And I've put together this video right over here to show you what it is. So watch it next. I'll see you there.